Welcome everybody, my name is Ryan and we are back with more Vintage Story. This is episode 19 of the Hardcore Vegetarian Challenge. That is right, and we are standing inside my new house. As promised, I did a little bit of work between recordings, actually a lot of work here, over the course of a couple of mornings, before going to my other job. I even constructed, the start of a bridge over here. I had struggled kind of what I was going to do with these K-pot quarters, and I was like, you know what, those will make like the good beginnings of a bridge. So, although it's not finished, obviously, the house itself isn't finished either. I've definitely going to make some tweaks, and I got more adjustments I want to do, and you can see what I've gone with the front. I realized at one point, living in the tropics, I don't really have to make the house, sealed up. We can have a nice open part because temperatures are pretty stable here. We'll see that as it changes into the winter and stuff, but I took the trouble to move our storage over here, even though most of these are empty. I have spread out some stuff. It's not perfectly organized, but it's a start. It's definitely a start. But one thing I'm getting a little bit annoyed with is having to constantly reuse and repair these bronze tools. I mean, they are great, much better than copper or stone, obviously, but iron would be so much nicer. Yes, it would. So I think what we should do today is head over here. There's a cave right next to this interesting hematite reading. Now, if you are new or if you maybe missed the previous episodes, I did discover some just up here somewhere. Oh no, there's actually literally iron ore here. Yeah, if we go down through one of these caves, I was able to just stumble across some without having to do much digging. So we definitely have a source, but it is a bit of a hike, and any time spent out in the wilds like this is dangerous for us. Potential end of the series since we only have the one life. So I would like to maybe locate some over here. Like I said, we'll give this first one a try. We'll do a little exploring underground. If it doesn't turn out the way we want it, then we'll just return here, maybe fill our supplies, get some fresh water, and then we'll make the trip. But I definitely want to get some iron bloom started in today's episode. That will give us a little bit of a break from the building, but I've still got a lot more building to do. Yeah, as you can see, this is going to be kind of my outdoor blacksmith area, but I did run out of granite gravel, so I'm going to need some more of that. A couple more stacks will be good. And then we can finally start to think about a windmill placement once we get the enough flax for it. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I've got all slabs on the top. I've lined the areas with staircases too. Of course, the roof itself. Man, it takes so much wood. It's crazy how much K-Poc this required. But what I did was I hopped in the raft and I sailed down along the coast. I noticed this nice big jungle here. And I was like, if I just stay in the safety of the coastline, I can cut down little K-Poc trees as I go and fill up a chest. Well, what I did was I discovered a massive K-Poc. Here you can see it. I marked it. Yeah, this is the top of it because when I started to chop it, it broke 2 tin bronze axes. I had to come back here and repair them. But it filled up a chest full of K-Poc, which is now in here. And we can see what's left of that chest is basically this. After going through and making this roof here, it used a crazy amount of wood, but it's just how it is, the roof pieces are very, very resource intensive, but in the end, I think they make it look pretty nice. Although I still do need to compensate for smoke. That's kind of why I've let this part open. Yeah, and I'm going to have to rework some of this in here, wherever we decide to put like our ovens and our cooking pot. Maybe I'll put it here so it can just go right out the fence. But for now, it's a good start, and I'm happy with it, but I definitely need to include some doors, too. Otherwise, we're not perfectly safe, are we? But enough chatter. Let's get to the business of searching for some iron. Well, I can't set out for a trip without some food. So I am currently brewing up some porridge. It's not the best because I am using flax as our base for the grain. It's actually the only ingredient we've got right now. Pretty short on everything else but grain, but we do have a lot of this, so I'm not in danger of starving necessarily. It's just more work has to go into cooking since it's pretty low satiety stuff, but either way it's important for survival and, like I said, for any trip. So I've got some ladders, probably need a few. Oh no, I've got 2 stacks, stack and a half I guess. We got our backup tin bronze because this one's almost broken, but we're gonna wait, maybe cook up another full crock pot's worth here. Although I have gotten a couple points. So I did get one for cooking. This is our first one, I think. Let's see. There's one that allows us to place more or use more like servings in our cooking. I think it's this one. Yeah, 30%, 34% more servings at once. That's the one I like. Actually, most of the cooking ones are pretty cool, except I don't like Happy Meal because it says a random valid ingredient. I literally used this in my multiplayer server and it would include poisonous mushrooms as quote unquote valid ingredients. So I literally had a player like almost get killed because they ate a pot of my stew, which I didn't notice at first that it had a poison mushroom in it, but it was from that perk. So either way, like I said, you got to be careful. XSkills, one of my favorite mods, it really is, but some of the perks are a little quirky, we'll just say that. Now we do have a survival 2. Oh, and a forestry. Axe expert. Let's do that. Lumberjack increases the yield of wood, plus axe expert makes it quicker for us to chop. Although, to be quite honest, this one here, which prevents durability loss, that's actually quite tempting for an axe. I would say of all the tools, axes are the ones I break the most, so I think we'll go with that. Shovels are a close second. Alright, so we got our foods. I'm trying to start to like move all ingredient or resources over here now. You know, make the slow process of moving stuff, but it's still not finished, so it's not a big priority. But anyway, let's place this. Good, we can put that back. I'll grab a couple of these because they are pretty low satiety. I hate to dominate so much room, you know, but as we use it, at least the water jugs will start to stack a bit more. But I think we're prepared. I'll toss this away, and it's time to hit the road. Okay, unfortunately there is no actual trail yet. I haven't built one, but we're not too far on the other side of the hill there from our house, but this is actually quite a nice little area. I like it. We could even maybe add a couple of waterfalls here. That would be nice, but let's continue. Stop daydreaming about future landscaping projects. And, okay, that's a boar. Yeah, still got to be careful of wildlife. There's a bit of a cave right here. Oh yeah, this is accessible. I might want to stop and dig up a bit more dirt too. Half stack of dirt is good for like evading predators and on the spot if I need to tower up, but going below ground, it's probably not enough. I have a tendency to get lost underground and quite frankly above ground too, but underground it definitely helps to have some dirt because it tends to stand out a bit against the rock. So it could be good for marking things. Well, I'm not actually seeing any. Well, there's hematite here, but it's minuscule, so I was kind of hoping we'd get a strike like super close to home, but, well, you can't always be that lucky, so let's continue. Maybe I will take a moment. Is this a good place? Let's dig out some soil where it's not going to be super noticeable. Like I said, I'll get about a stack of this, and then we'll go to our main target. And here we are. So this is the cave that I spotted on the map. My initial survey, I think it was like on the side of the hill over there, but it's close enough. One thing too, when I was digging out some of the dirt over here, I turned around and noticed a big old blue clay deposit, literally right where we just were. So we do have some clay nice and close. Okay, this looks promising. very big and goes deep. So let's just venture in. I have not explored this. I'm fairly certain this is not where I came and took the sample, but we're close enough that I think it's going to be a valid reading. By that I mean I hope we stumble into some hematite. And for anybody who's new, let's put this in our offhand. And I'll probably put that in the hotbar in case I want to place a couple. Boom, boom, we're good. Yeah, for anyone new, this is a Homo sapiens world with a couple of tweaks. Obviously, I have the map, so I turned that back on during world generation, but it does effectively mean that there's not going to be any enemies down here. There's no drifters or anything. I do like it this way. It's obviously much easier than a wilderness survival map, but Homo sapiens does provide its own challenges. Okay, so this is a dead end, sadly. Not giving up hope just yet. There could be more. Looks like it goes back up over there. And then back here. Okay, this could be something. Goes up, but then, yeah, looks like we're going deeper here too. Very nice. Oh, and it's another dead end. Got the echo going. Okay, that's dead. Maybe this is actually far enough away. I think it's worthy of another sampling here. Yeah, we're kind of right in the middle of the hill there, just underneath that. And these aquifer readings we get too are interesting. Obviously brought to us by, the mod, Hydrate or Dihydrate. But I'm going to have to play around with those at some point, trying to get a well going. But let's stay focused. So that hematite reading was kind of poor. Well, it was poor. But at least it's there. 1.8 is definitely worse than this one over here. Yeah, this is a decent reading. It might be the case that the hematite's under the water, too. That's quite often the case. So we're kind of heading in the wrong direction. But then again, now this is all dirt here. Conglomerate, that's interesting to see. Different rock types. If we could find some bauxite too, that would be very helpful. So we're back to where we entered here. I'd like to go down, give this a bit more exploring, but there was only one other side passage I think that looked promising. It wasn't down here, it was this. Grab a little bit of dirt. Does this do anything? Okay. It's pretty straight, but like I said, now we're going in the right direction, kind of under the water. Let's get down to the bottom of this, then we'll take another reading. It's going to be steeper, definitely requires some dirt, but it's not the end of the world. Oh yeah, nice little side passage. Perfect for a sample. Let's go. Yeah, to be honest, most of what makes a Homo sapiens run truly challenging, I've kind of turned it off, if I'm being totally honest, such as dirt slides and cave-ins, but I don't know. Sometimes it's nice to have just a bit more of a laid back run, even though it is hardcore. So this, I think, is technically better, but not by much. Still a decent reading, though, so I think we're in the right direction. Let's keep... Well, let's take a drink. I am glad I brought 2 pots of this porridge, because with that nutrition deficit, you can see I've kind of gotten lazy, and I've just basically stopped boiling water at this point. I'm just drinking it straight up. Okay, let's keep our eyes open for any hematite. Interesting cave, very big and open. Looks like maybe water once rushed through this area, kind of tore through it with erosion. Going deep, deep, deep. Are we going to dead end? Oh, yes, we did. Let's take another sample here. It's good distance from the last one. And I'm also noticing, I think this right here on the minimap looks like another cave. Maybe we could swim across and check that one out, just depending on the reading we get at this point. We'll see. Okay. Oh, wow. I think that's exactly the same as the last one. Wait, did I not? Oh, I didn't do the sampling right. Hold on. One more. Doing it too close together. Oh my gosh, what is happening? There we go. Okay, so it is getting better. Yeah, high readings. Boy, oh boy. You know what? I think I'm just going to dig down here. Yeah, let's put the ladders on our hotbar. This is a good place to just sink a shaft and see what we get, but it is a little bit less exciting than actually exploring the mines, or the caves, I should say. So, yeah, I'll just fast forward to hopefully a strike, but we'll see what we find down here. Well, sadly, that shaft didn't turn out to do very much. It went all the way down to level 10 and ended up finding no hematite. So I decided to follow that plan where we come over to this side of actually this is its own little island over here. Yeah, so it's good. There's a couple of quick and easy spots. Well, this isn't quite the cave I had hoped it would be, but that looks like a massive cave. Actually, I think that's just gravel or something. But there might be another cave here. Either way, this is still maybe a good place to take a sample. Let's go for long range. And I know I'm spending a lot of time looking for an ore that I've literally already found. But I'll see, that was too close. Got to pay more attention when I'm chatting like this. I often don't pay enough attention. But either way, if we don't get a good reading here... Oh my gosh, it's almost identical. Yeah, maybe we'll just go ahead and bite the bullet. I'll make the trip. It's really not that far. And like I said, we found some. So I already know the location of hematite, but this would just be marginally closer to home. So I thought it was worth the effort. Tell you what though, here's what I will do is grab my little basket. Let's put that down, and I think we'll sleep right here. It's kind of a cozy little cave. You can't see much right now, folks, but we're overlooking a beautiful little lake. Should be fairly safe. I could even, close it up if I wanted to get real crazy here. Boom, look at that. Now we're totally safe. Boop. All right, so... I guess we're not totally safe. There's the upper entrance to worry about. A cat could literally fall on me as I'm sleeping, but it won't happen. I'm hopeful of that. Okay, there it is. That was my little marker for our previous discovery of hematite ore. So, like I said, it took too long. I would just come to this previously established find. Yeah, okay. You can say I've even got it marked down here. Should be good. Go down this way. Oh, there it is right there. See how quick and easy that was? Why did I even bother wasting time the other way? Yeah, I might place a couple of those. Don't need the ladders right now, but I might need some extra dirt. And put that food. Oh, all right. So this is it. Look at it. It's in the ceiling, over here, in the walls, and in the floor itself. So I've got a full pickaxe, almost full, a little bit of durability out of it, and this much storage space, plus I've got the basket on my back, but it's got a couple of items in it, like my bed and my other broken pickaxe head. So, in other words, I'm going to do the fun but boring process of digging all of this out of Mother Earth. And hopefully she'll give it up willingly. That's right. Fortunately, we don't have to worry about the landslides, but you know what? I've been thinking about it, and the next challenge match that we do, hopefully a long time from now, after this character perishes, I might try just like a pure wilderness survival. You know, don't tweak any of the difficulty settings. So, in other words, have just like the normal health, have the normal amount of breathing air. Respawn distance would be like at 5,000 blocks, no map. And we're talking like soil instability, rock instability, you know, just absolute extreme challenge. I don't know how long that would last, but one thing we could do in a situation like that is instead of making it a hardcore run, we'll just have infinite lives. But the simple fact that each time you die and get teleported like thousands of blocks away without a map to rely on to get back essentially means you're starting over each time you die. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to have anything on you, and you're not going to be able to get back there and get to your corpse unless you're incredibly lucky, or you've just like done some really thorough exploration of the entire like region and set up a bunch of landmarks, but that's unlikely. But I think you see what I'm saying. So we can develop something for the next one that will be much, much more exciting and extreme. This series, we'll just say, is more about the laid-back jungle adventure. But one thing I do wish, hopefully somebody adds a giraffe mod one day. And a commenter wondered if they will ever add a great ape mod, gorillas. That would be really cool to see. But it is one of my favorite parts, the sheer variety and quantity of animals in Vintage Story, whether it's vanilla or modded stuff. I love them all. So, even the dinosaurs, that's right. Right now, we're in a race to see if my hydration runs out first, or if the durability on this pickaxe does. But, of course, I can go get more water at the surface if I need to. Although, I've still got plenty of storage, yeah. The basket I haven't even taken off my back yet, so I could fit probably another 4 stacks of ore in there if needed, but I think this will be good, at least for our first trip. And trust me, there's still plenty of hematite. Oh yeah, this stuff is just as prevalent as it always is whenever. I mean, at least the strikes that I've found over several worlds now are definitely always very rich. Alright, yeah, I just ran out of water, so I'm not going to play around with that. In other words, I'm not going to risk, like, getting my health really low. No, that would be very silly to do here. But, I dug out my escape route, so... Oh, look, there's water. I forgot. Okay. Wow. That's awesome. Probably... Yeah, it's still dirty, obviously, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, so we've got some jugs, although, yeah, if I store it like that, it's going to make me really slow. So I think what I'll do, if I dump these out, so now we have 4 empty ones, I'll just keep one of them filled with water. And let's go ahead, since we are starting to get a little bit full, take this backpack off and place that real quick. I always call it a backpack. It's just a basket, but put those away. Probably don't need... Yeah, put those in there, put that one. So we've got no food left either. Put the bowl away. And yeah, just drop those off too. Boom, there we go. So that's excellent. Because I think I do want to go ahead and just break this pickaxe. Let's put that in the offhand. Yeah, so I'll spend another moment or two. Let's see how much we've got left here. 30. Yeah, that's not much. I think we take 2 durability per strike. Is that how it goes? Let's see. Nope, that was only 1. So I've got 30 more pieces of ore to get. Maybe even less, because I've got to dig out some rocks to get to this stuff occasionally. But after that, we're heading home. And, ooh, given the time right now, it's 5 p.m., we'll probably make it just as the sun is setting. So let's see if we can rush and get this hematite started as soon as possible. It's wet, rainy, dark, but I am taking the best ride here in Vintage Story, the river route. That's right. Oh, but I am starving, so we gotta run up, Get some food in our little Seraph here. He's a hungry boy, but we've got a full inventory. I even stopped. Let's make sure there's no hyenas in here. Alright, still don't have doors on the place, but I did even stop and got some granite gravel too, so we can finish off, yeah, our wonderful little outdoor blacksmith area. But I'm just going to real quick, because I didn't actually prepare anything ahead of time. I thought I would actually have enough, but let's just grab some of these grain just to get them to quiet down a little bit. It's not the most efficient way to increase the satiety, and now we're dehydrated, so yeah, it's a losing battle. Either way, I really need to buckle down and start getting like some serious water production going. We're definitely getting to that point, for sure, with all the progress we're making on the building and stuff. And of course, now that we've got iron, I can make a set of tools that I don't have to worry about constantly replacing. I mean, as I was saying, bronze is great. You know, when you go from copper to bronze, it's a big difference. It really is. But I tell you, after a while, it does get kind of old, because it's nothing like iron. The jump from bronze to iron is just as big. So, all right, I've got some inventory to sort out. I'll probably lay down a bit more gravel. What I'm going to do is finish it off out here. It's getting dark, but I'm going to bring this to the edge of the river and then replace this rammed earth with gravel too, so it comes right up to the doorway. And of course, this will be our blacksmith area. You know, I'll put the forge and stuff here, and I'll probably go ahead and encase it in some sort of fence like this, you know, a little bit of a hybrid fence wall area. Oh, and anybody who's curious, oh, look at this. We've got ourselves a baby dragon. Probably should have started the episode with this. I kind of buried the lead, as they say in journalism, but the maple wing hatchling female. God, she's beautiful too. Hello, little one. You are a gorgeous dragon. Look at her move, stealthing around. Oh yeah, another good thing. We got ourselves a whole bunch more granite stone. So I'm going to whip up whole bunch more of this nice fencing too. We'll go too high for her little pen, you know, in other words, so nothing else can reach in here, no bears or wolves, although it's unlikely they'll ever be here. But you know, just got to be super careful. And I'll probably expand it too, make this a bit bigger, because although this is a decent sized pen for a juvenile maple wing, I have a feeling that the adult is gonna need something bigger. But man, oh man, yeah, the modeling on these characters is so great. Really, really good. Just wait till it gets to the adult too, and we get to see it in the air flying. Oh, so excited now. All right, let's take care of the little precious thing. Well, I've been working all night, no sleep this evening, that's for sure. Went ahead and did some cooking. I've still got to set up the kitchen. Yeah, it's going to be over here, because this does seem to help with the smoke a bit. But we need better, like a hearth. And I'm kind of just waiting for stone for that. But I did go ahead and whip up 8. Yeah, there are 8 of the splitter plugs. I probably should have taken those with me when we went underground. But tell you what I'll do is I'll put them in my inventory right now. Yeah, so we're going to have to return for more iron eventually, but before then, I've got a little bit of other adventuring plans and stuff, some expeditions for resources, but we won't get into that just yet. Right now, before I do any other work, I really should go ahead and crush up some of the iron ore. There it is, hematite nuggets. That will actually be enough. I'm not going to start crushing up a bunch of it. We'll keep it in its chunk form, because it stores a little bit better like that. But I've got my coal here. I think the black coal will work for this. So, yep, let's get our first 2 bloomeries going. If we hold down shift, we can add quantities here. It's not much, still takes a little while, but this is good. This is the only 2 that we've got right now. I think I might be able to make a 3rd one. with the amount of the bricks that we've got sitting over there, but for now we'll just start with these. Alright. Bloomery Blaze, there we go. See the smoke pouring out of the top. We know it's lit. Okay. Shouldn't be too long either. These don't usually take a long time for that to come through, so I think what I'm going to do is continue to remove this packed packed dirt. This was, of course, the platform for our very first little base over here, so it's kind of a ceremony. We'll remove it and convert it into a better space, you know. I'll probably just have a trail going from this area here directly over to the agricultural spot, which obviously isn't too far, but even having a little bit of pathway is nice and helpful. Alright, here we go, and I'm trying to accumulate more water too as we go, but it takes a very long time considering like the downpour that we're experiencing right now. You'd think those things would be full in like an hour, but oh well. Either way, let's go ahead and get this done, and we're looking forward to some serious blacksmithing too in our near future. Bloomeries aren't quite ready yet, but I think I'm going to get a head start on the blacksmithing of the iron, and I'm going to whip up some more nails and strips. I definitely need them for the doors, because I'm going with the 3 tall doors, and yeah, part of the recipe for those is a nail and strip. It's not as simple as just boards, but I also need more of these chests too, so, you know, 4 of these, that should be 2 plates worth, and I think 16 nails and strips, maybe. Math has never been my strong suit, but it'll help us kill a little bit of time, although it's pretty noisy out here with the rain, so I'll do that off camera. But real quick, I noticed the breadfruit cuttings. Oh, these are the pomegranate ones. Hold on, let me grab the right ones. Okay, well, I forgot. I think I put them here. Yeah, there they are. So I just wanted to come over and check. Oh boy, no changes yet. That's actually kind of surprising. It's been a few days since we planted these, but, well, not to worry, we'll continue to hold the breadfruit. I think I did grant the pomegranate again. I think I'll go ahead and plant these. Let's see. Yeah, so the good thing about having some extra trees is once these mature, the breadfruit, I can start taking cuttings and then grafting them onto the pomegranate trees. So we can get more breadfruit, and there is a better chance the graft will take than if you just plant the cutting in the ground. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. We'll put it right here. Yep, and I'll measure out the other one, put it down this line. I like to have them all lined up. That way it can do like a nice little path by them. You know, just makes things a bit more orderly too. But the garden, still very young. None of the crops are ready, and it does appear that these berry bushes are stunted, but one of the commenters, good old Toad Squish Gaming, said that it's possible as we get closer to winter, because we're only in September, you know, the temperature will probably drop a bit. I doubt we'll see snow, but yeah, that could encourage these maybe to grow during the winter time, which would be really cool, actually. It's not like we're going to be hurting for food, but it's just nice to have some fruit that isn't necessarily coming from a cactus. Okay, the nails and strips are complete. There they are. I've got 16 of them. 24 extra copper bits that came off with our blacksmithing. And of course, we can use those later to smelt up more bars for more of the nails and strips. But for now, what should we go with? Let's see about these red doors. Yeah, let's try at 3 of these. Let's see what this looks like. Oh yeah, I kind of like that actually. Let's try it over here. Sure. I think that looks good. I really like the way that the redwood comes out when it turns into boards and planks and stuff. Very nice. Alright, we got one more to place, and we're finally secure. Don't look at this over here. It's a monstrosity. I don't have a pickaxe right now, so I can't break these with any proficiency. But anyway, you can see I'm trying to expand his little area. But for now, Yep, it's just a waiting game, waiting for those two bloomeries. What I should probably do is set up my pit kilns now. Yeah, I'll grab the gravel, lay out some pit kilns. That way we can get some more of these fire clay bricks going. Let's see, I do have 12. Is that going to be enough? Whip up one more. I think it will be, actually. It's going to be perfect. Boom. Yeah. Right there. So that's our next round of blooms. I'll just set that like right here. It doesn't have to be under the roof, so it can sit at this location. That's good. But, alright, yeah. And another thing I really need to do is sort this out. But, once I get some more of these chests, I think we'll be good. Also, speaking of which, we can make those right now. I think we've got enough doors, so let's just whip up, ooh, good, 8. I'm going to put these in, make these all doubles, and then thanks to a mod, which I can't remember, I think it's just called Sortable Storage, I think is the name of it. Actually, we can find out right now. If I put the double chest back into the crafting grid, they now say sortable. And yeah, it's from the mod Sortable Storage. So all it does is it adds this button right here. If I click it, boom, sorts that out automatically. So really nice quality of life mod. Alright, so we'll add that. Boom, boom, excellent. I'll have to get some more signs laid. But, you know what? I actually want a couple. We'll use the oak here. Oh, actually, I've still got some boards left in the redwood. Let's do that. I can always chop up more, but I need some more of the chests for our outdoor area. There we go. And we'll just keep one of the nails and strips behind for now, I guess. So drop that off. Let's put this away. That too. Oh, and another thing we can craft up together real quick, which is going to be essential, is the cairn. There it is. Boom. Happen to have just enough of the rock. I dug this out early on to make some of that sunflower oil, or fat, technically, which has been really helpful, but... Oh no, I don't have my chisel. It's right here. Wait. No, it's outside in the blacksmithing area. Another thing I really need to make is a wrench. Yeah, there were several times during the building of this little house where I was like, damn it, I should have made a wrench. Let's close that up. Yeah, it kind of quiets things down. We still get a little bit of the residual noise from the outside, from the window, but it's a little bit more cozy in here now. So either way, all right, let's get this. And bam, there it is. The cairn is ready now. Very important piece of equipment. I think I'll just drop it. So we'll put it like right here. Probably going to move all this stuff around. Yeah, once we get the kitchen situated. But we found some borox. Yeah, let's grab a half stack of that. Eventually I'll probably just end up grinding all of it. But now, when I have some downtime and I just want to stare out the window looking at the nice scenery, I can stand here and grind some of this. Of course, it'll be essential for getting leather going, which is something I haven't talked too much about, but I haven't forgotten about it because it's going to be real challenging. In fact, we might have to break down and do some traps or something. I mean, otherwise I might never get leather, you know, so I'd hate to kind of stifle progression just based on that, but we'll still adhere to our no hunting, you know. I'm still not going to go killing animals, but maybe some passive hunting might be required. But either way, there we go. We got a little bit of storage now. I can transfer all our ores and stuff out here, and look at this. Oh boy, it's time. These things should still be warm, too, because I think yeah, oh boy, they're red hot. That's good, too, so I can save a bit of charcoal. Oh my gosh, yeah, blacksmithing is not my favorite thing to do. Just once you've played the game for several hundred hours, you know, why did I put that there? There's other more exciting things, at least for me, but I will definitely make the effort, and I think I'm going to go ahead and whip up all these ingots. Turn to all, 12 blooms? Yeah, I should do that right away, and I might even go ahead, make an axe, make a shovel, a pickaxe, get a whole suite of tools while all this stuff is hot. So I'll see you guys on the other side, and who knows, maybe we'll have another perk for XSkills. Let's just see where we're at. Oh yeah, we should probably definitely, maybe 2. We'll find out. 4:30 in the morning, I am still awake and it is still raining outside. And I have made a whole bunch of tools. Look at this. We got iron scythes. I've even got a saw now. I made 2 iron hammers. I figured that was a very important one to have a backup. And we've even got an extra iron ingot. Well, I've still got 3 technically that we can work with. And I think I'm still going to make a wrench and a chisel. And I do need to make a pair of shears as well. Although the shears I'm not looking forward to because they are kind of an ordeal. But let's take a quick moment because I did get that point. What do we want to do? Heavy hits? No. Blacksmith? I think I'm going to go with blacksmith. It gives quality. So we can now produce things like uncommon, rare, epic, legendaries. Obviously, we'll have to have a lot more practice under our belts for those latter 2, but no, it's a really cool system. You know, the XSkills, it has just layers upon layers of coolness about it, but I understand it's not for everyone. Nonetheless, it gives you something to build towards. In a single-player game, sometimes it can be hard to stay motivated, you know, when you've got open-ended gameplay, but I think XSkills is one of those things that really helps you build your character up. But anyway, I'm over here talking, and you know what, I need to go in and hang some of these tools up because I'm just running out of inventory space. But let's see, we'll put the scythe away because that's not a big priority for now. Same with the saw. Excellent, I've still got my 10 bronze. Speaking of which, yeah, I need to go through the shovel, the axe, and my knife still. Need to break those up. Haven't done anything with the prospecting pick yet. Let's put that up there. Yeah, that'll be probably the last thing that I worry about, and I might not even make it with the current round, but I do have some more bloomeries going, so that is officially the last of the fire clay bricks I've currently got, but we might actually be able to get one more bloomery out of the bricks once we disassemble those. But what did I want to make? A chisel. Got to be sure not to make the rough cut chisel. There we go. We want the iron. They look similar, although the rough cut is a bit stubbier. This is, of course, presented to us by the QP. No, I think that's the stone cutter mod. Yeah, the stone quarry. But either way, just be sure you got the right chisel selected. And this is a fairly simple recipe. Most of it is splitting pieces away, but oh, it's been a very blacksmith heavy episode, at least for me, most of the time I've done the recording, so I'm ready for a little bit of a break from this. So I mentioned previously we might do another little excursion, little adventure looking for resources. Well, we've gotten several readings of halite nearby, so I'd like to maybe hop in the boat or even on the raft, could be better, and set sail. Maybe in a day or two after I've totally finished all my iron working, we'll go around and look for some halite. Yeah, that would be incredibly good. There's a reading right there. Very poor halite. So we could find some. I would love it because I do plan on adding expanded foods and a culinary artillery very soon. Probably once the house is done, and I can actually start to really work on a kitchen and stuff. So that makes salt that much more important. Really, it does, for pickling, cheese, preservation of meat. It's incredibly important in cooking, as well as a few other things too. But either way, we'll save that little adventure for the next episode. I think that'll be a good thing to do. And like I said, I've got a bit more blacksmithing ahead of me, so I've got some private time with me and the hammer. But I hope you guys will continue to tune in for the series, of course. course, we'll be posting episodes every other day, but if you do want to catch them early, I'll mention that I always post every episode early on my Patreon. So check the description below. My Patreon account is linked there. You can support me for as little as $2, $5, or $10. All tiers get access to the same benefits, and that does include my multiplayer Vintage Story server, as well as Discord access and a whole bunch of other great perks. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one.